Welcome to a special edition of Where to Play Golf. I'm Michael Stewart, America's #1 golf course writer, and this is our Haunted Golf Destinations Worldwide Special. And joining me on the program today is my co-host. He's on my right this week. It's our Where to Play Golf co-host, Timothy Bowman.
Yeah, Michael, our game truly is just rich with unexplained happenings. The golf gods are amongst us, aren't they?
They certainly are.
We're going to go into the paranormal phenomenon here. This is going to be an eerie but chilling but fun show tonight. I have my protection eye. Can I hand you yours?
Yes. What do you got there?
This is from the Ghost Hunter's Creed of Conduct. Number 7 says, use religious relics as symbols for protection. So these are my hula beads from Hawaii.
Oh.
I'm putting them on you now. I mean,
Okay.
hopefully we'll be dealing with mostly friendlies tonight, but you never know. This is for the unfriendlies.
All right.
This is protection.
Well,
Here we go.
Put them on. All right. There we go. All right.
You're
hey,
protected
I'm protected. All right. Hey, this is where we talk about America's lifelong pastime, and that is golf. Remind you about our latest TV shows, radio shows, articles, and blogs. You want to go to wheretoplaygolf.com, and our featured destination this week is Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, man. Where the river meets the sea, one of the oldest yet most beautiful cities in North America. Lots of great golf down there, and one of the most haunted cities in America.
And we got a special interview coming up with the co-author of Haunted Golf, Anthony Piappi.
Oh, a spirited tale from the rough. Anthony knows where all the bodies are buried worldwide, and many of them are on golf courses.
And in a moment, we're going to get to our spotlight course. We are heading to the White Witch course in Jamaica.
Just stunning panoramic vistas of the Caribbean Sea. The Wicked Golf Course, he's the professional at... and it has a Wicked Witch.
That's right. And our golf vacation destination, we're heading to the #1 most haunted city, and that is New Orleans.
The original Sin City. I mean, with over 200 years of just ghostly legends amongst those Spanish-draped oaks down there, many of which involve voodoo, Michael.
And finally, our 19th hole, we have a special drink recipe, and we'll be taking you on a haunted pub crawl through the French Quarter in New Orleans.
And many of these sites have been documented by paranormal investigators. Stuff happens down there.
You got that
All right, let's get to our spotlight course, The Wicked Witch, brought to us this week by Can-Am Media Group. Can-Am Media Group provides free. Say it with me, boss.
Free.
Year-round advertising, publicity, and promotion for businesses worldwide. Start getting your free radio, TV, magazine, internet advertising today. Check them out at canammediagroup.com. That's CANAM mediagroup.com or wheretoplaygolf.com for more truths and evidence. Uh-oh. Bring that up a little bit. All right. She's coming.
She's coming.
She's coming. Off to the North Shore of Jamaica, where we go to say good morning to SEBERT Walker, head pro at the White Witch Golf Course, Montego Bay, Jamaica. Good morning, SEBERT.
Hey, how are you doing, Tim?
We're doing well. Is she behaving of late down there at the White Witch? Is she knocked off a bunch of husbands back in the day, but everything under normal down there, SEBERT?
We're pretty good. It's a haunted golf course, like you said. In terms of play, it's very diverse, above sea level, about 1,000 feet, and so it really lives the life and the tributes of that Wicked Witch, like you said, Annie Palmer, who was outdone about 3 husbands, like you said.
Yeah, and that great house on the estate there. Mike and I have both been to that property. I mean, 200 acres, just a sprawling golf course, 16 of the 18 holes with just panoramic vistas of the Caribbean Sea. But it's all about that Rose Hall Plantation home, isn't it?
It is.
The great house.
The Rose Hall is, it goes back, way back in the days of slavery when they had a plantation, it was a sugar plantation. So the Annie Palmer story lives on. She said to, was a worker of that voodoo stuff that you talked about a little, and she actually would seduce some of the stronger slaves. Taku, who outdid her, was actually also pretty good in the voodoo stuff. That's what the story says, and she couldn't overpower him, and so he eventually did her in. And so the story keeps, it lives on.
Oh, the little feisty English girl with the black magic finally came to her match.
Yes. Yes, sir. So it's a little of your own, that actually did her in.
Hey, SEBERT, it's Michael Stewart. Describe that course for us. I mean, they've actually shot some movies on this course. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, the golf course has, apart from the Annie Palmer history, we have the legendary singer, of course, Johnny Cash. He has a home on the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course.
Right.
We have the White Witch, which is neighboring to the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course. Also, we have a part of a movie, Live and Let Die, was shot at one of our 4th hole, actually, which has a waterfall, 15th hole at Cinnamon Hill.
Beautiful.
And so there's a lot of rich history to it, to the golf courses. The Rose Hall plantation, actually, it encompasses about 6,000 acres. So golf courses are adjacent to each other, and they're accessible. So for the first time, both golf courses will be run and operated by Rose Hall Development, which is our parent company, and the Rollins family. They are the people who are from Delaware, actually, and they're the ones who have been creative in building these wonderful golf courses.
Hey, SEBERT, it's Michael Stewart again. There's a cemetery that borders one of the holes, isn't there?
On hole number 4 at the Cinnamon Hill,
okay,
yes, there's a cemetery that has all the remains of the first of owners, the Barrett Brownings, and so it's very spooky. You
right.
right. To the 4th, right by that tee box, and you're overlooking a cemetery, like you said.
Yeah.
Then you have on hole number 13 also, there's another grave. And there are a bunch of graves as you go around the course. So it's something that for a lot of people not seen on a golf course.
Right. Now, where do we want to stay when we go down there to play the White Witch and Cinnamon Hill where you're at? Where do we want to stay and have fun?
Well, you know what? We're ideally situated. The golf course is 15 minutes away from the airport. Then you have Iberia Star, you have the Hilton Rose Hall, which is right there on that same property at the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course. You have the Sanders Resort. You have a bunch of hotels that's right there sitting.
Okay.
So, for accommodation, there's not a problem there.
And then we can take play golf during the day and take the White Witch tour,
Yeah,
Rose Hall tour at night.
Candlelit.
You know what? We've seen some of that. We've seen ghost hunting.
Yeah.
I've never done that, but if you're about that, yes, you can. The house actually sits atop both golf courses, and there's actually a haunted trail that goes right through the day, and if you're about ghost hunting, it also you can do it at night.
All right, thank you, SEBERT. That was SEBERT Walker, head pro down at the White Witch, Montego Bay. 3 distinct courses down there. For more information, go to rosehall.com. Up next, lots of great golf in one of the most haunted cities in the United States on the Where to Play Golf Radio Network, Haunted Golf Destination Special.
Welcome back to Where to Play Golf and our Haunted Golf Destination Special. I'm Michael Stewart, America's #1 golf course writer, and my co-host Timothy Boner, Where to Play Golf traveling correspondent, who has some...
Yep.
So wait, you have some...
I went over the creed for how to hunt for ghosts. Always remember,
ghosts.
good investigators, objective, adheres to scientific protocols, eliminates all other possibilities, and presents what is found.
Yeah.
So, with this in mind, never go alone.
Wait, never go alone?
Always say a prayer for protection.
Yeah.
Give the ghosts that are present some time to get used to it. Just don't walk in and start snapping pictures and try to record voices. Give them time,
Yeah.
you know.
Don't go in and snap your fingers?
No.
Say, come on, let's go.
No horseplay. Speaking of snapping
Oh, really?
fingers,
Yeah.
That counts us out right away, doesn't it? We're
Yeah,
not going to be
it does,
Ghostbusters. Full respect for the living and for the dead, and split into smaller groups. Don't overwhelm the spirits. Small groups.
They don't like a crowd?
No.
Okay.
So there you go. There's some. We'll get to some more as we go along.
Okay. Hey, our featured destination is brought to you by Excite Golf and their brand new Practice Tee Brush. The Practice Tee Brush is a new club cleaner that allows players to clean their club face between shots as they hit balls. The Excite Practice Tee Brush is licensed by the PGA Tour and improves hitting line presentation and is customizable. Check them out at excitegolf.com. That's EXSITE golf.com, and never, ever have a dirty club face again. All right, joining us now is Jeremy Harvey. He's the Vice President of Communications and Marketing for Visit Savannah, one of the most haunted cities in the United States. Jeremy, welcome to Where to Play Golf.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Hey, great to have you. Great to have you with us. Let's start out before we get to some of the great golf destinations that you have down there. Tell us a little bit about the history, the haunted history of Savannah.
Sure. Well, you hit the nail on the head. We are named America's most haunted city by the American Institute of Parapsychology, and there is a number of wonderful ghost stories and ghost tales in Savannah that are really brought to life by a number of wonderful tours that we have in Savannah.
Yeah, Jeremy, it's Tim. I mean, surely one of the most beautiful cities in the world, but it is one of the oldest. Site of many famous Revolutionary and Civil War battles, and you have the largest National Historic Landmark District in the United States. So you are ripe. You are ripe for hauntings and happenings, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah, the historic district is 2.2 square miles, and there's a ghost just about on every corner. And there's wonderful ways to experience the ghost, too. We have walking tours. You can do guided trolley tours. There's tours you can do in a hearse, which is wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
And even a haunted pub tour, several of those you can take, so you can go from site to site and haunted pub to haunted pub.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the golf that's available down there. And first up, let's talk about this course called Bloody Point.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Bloody Point Golf Club, also rooted in the heritage of the area. That's over across into South Carolina, the Fusky Island. And the wonderful thing about this place is it's only accessible by boat, and it leaves from several places in Savannah. And it's an 18-hole course designed by Tom Weisskopf and recently renovated by Love Golf Design, which, of course, is Davis Love III's company. But that has wonderful views of the ocean, river, lagoons, all sorts of water views. But, natural beauty, countless wildlife. And the dock literally is right on the 17th hole. So you literally, when you arrive right to the golf course.
Hey, Jeremy, it's Tim. For those our listeners who have never been down to the Savannah and the surrounding low country, just offering some of the finest lifestyle in the world. Two dominant themes down there, sparkling water and world-class golf. I mean, unparalleled down there in the coastal region. Off to the club at Savannah Harbor. What's that like?
Yeah, that's the Westin Savannah Harbor Golf Resort and Spa. This is a 7,200-yard course designed by Robert Cupp and Sam Snead. It opened in 1999, and it's rated one of the top 100 of America's golf courses by Condé Nast Traveler, so it's a good accolades there.
And now that's where they have the Champions Tour in the spring comes down there to play that Legends, Mutual Legends?
Exactly. That's the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf Tournament. One part of the Champions Tour is held there in May.
Okay. Now, the PGA Tour also comes in the Savannah area over at Hilton Head. That's a big event.
That is a wonderful event held right after the Masters tournament. It's great to sort of stay in the area for the spring travel and golf and do everything.
We're talking with Jeremy Harvey. He's the Vice President of Communications and Marketing for Visit Savannah, and you want to go to their website, visitsavannah.com. All right, let's talk about things you do. Obviously, people are going to go, and they're going to play Bloody Point, and they're going to play the Savannah courses, and afterwards. Okay, now we want to get back to some of the great things about Savannah, and I know one of them is food. You've got some beautiful restaurants down there.
We do, yeah. Savannah is known for its what we call coastal cuisine. It's rooted in the water. It's wonderful seafood, and that's really served at many of our great restaurants. Just a few to name is the Old Pink House, which specializes in Southern cuisine. Another one is what's called Mrs. Wilkes Dining Room, which specializes in home Southern cooking. Fried chicken, cornbread, all that great stuff. served family style, and literally you have to stand in line by about 10 o'clock in the morning to get in for lunch because the line stretches around the block.
Yeah, Jeremy, it's Tim again. For those, again, who don't know enough about Savannah, I mean, it's architecture, just the southern charm down there. It's known as the hostess city of the South. Savannah was also named America's second best city for cool buildings and architecture, behind only Chicago. Very proud of what's going down there with the coastal islands access for your guests as well.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful. We have received so many wonderful accolades over the years, which we're so proud of. Including one recently. We were just recently named by Condé Nast as one of the top 10 cities in America, which is great. But wonderful accolades. Like I said, America's most haunted city. America's most charming accent is the Savannah accent, which is great. So lots of ways to experience the city.
Hey, Jeremy, it's Michael again. What's available to see down at the Savannah's Historic District?
Oh, gosh, there's tons of things to see. We are sort of oriented around 22 historic squares, which are sprinkled throughout the city. And, of course, anchoring that is what's called Forsyth Park, which is the iconic Forsyth Fountain, which you see in all the pictures.
Okay.
But, you'll see, if you drive down the streets of Savannah, these wonderful, tall, historic oaks with the Spanish moss. You see cobblestone streets, brick-lined sidewalks. I mean, it's wonderful. It exudes authenticity, and it's such a charming place to get out and take a walk.
Wow.
And Jeremy, those barrier islands with the lighthouses, etc., they can get out literally on the water.
Exactly. Savannah has its own beach, which is called Tybee Island Beach, which is only about 15 miles to the east.
Okay.
And, you can scoot out there for the day, play on the beach, visit the historic lighthouse, have some seafood and be back in town by nighttime.
Oh, that sounds great. All right, and festivals coming up. A quick rundown on some of the festivals you have around throughout the year.
Yeah, there's too many events. I would encourage the listeners to go on to visitsavannah.com. But
okay.
I mean, it kicks off in January with our book festival, Black Heritage Month, and of course the main event for the spring is our St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is one of the largest in the nation.
Yeah. I've had a few friends got bent over on that one.
Yeah, well, and it goes right into the spring with a homes tour, with, of course, the Liberty Mutual golf tournament in May. Into the summer, we have the Craft Brew Fest, which is in August, and lots of events even through the fall. We have the Savannah Speed Week is this weekend, and we have the Savannah Film Festival also kicks off this weekend in town. A lot of celebrities, including Jeremy Irons and some other ones, coming in for that. So these events are right through the fall.
Yeah, where do we go to get more information?
That's our website, visitsavannah.com.
All right, thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, Jeremy Harvey, the Vice President of Communications and Marketing for Visit Savannah. That's where you want to go, visitsavannah.com. Stay tuned. The man who wrote the book on golf and ghosts is coming up on the Where to Play Golf Haunted Golf Destination Special.
Oh, yeah, welcome back to the Where to Play Golf Radio Network. Tim sitting with Mike, and Dan is spinning the Ghostbusters. It is indeed our Where to Play Golf Haunted Golf Destinations Special. Are those beads, those safety beads working for you?
They're working.
Okay,
yeah.
More tips for hunting ghosts. Number 3 here. Make sure all your equipment is fully charged, Michael.
Okay.
And that you have extra batteries available. Ghosts have the ability to drain fully charged instruments.
I've seen that on these ghost shows.
Yeah, like your EMF meter for electromagnetic fields. These things are like probes that sense activity. They're like antennas.
Is that anything?
Is that charged up?
Is that like the PKE meter? My son used to have that.
Okay.
The little toys.
And a word about ghost voices. Is your EVP all charged up, the electronic voice phenomenon?
Yes, it is.
Always pause for an answer when talking to a ghost.
Really?
You might have to leave the device recording in a remote location for about 20 minutes, it says. Always pause.
All right.
Wait for them to collect their thoughts. Hey, our special interview brought to us by the Works Wedge. It is the wedge you have been looking for, folks. A hybrid that's easy to hit. Use your natural swing. Play it square. Consistent results every time. Get up and down from the sand, rough or a tight lie, and save 5 to 7 strokes per round. With the Works Wedge, the sand wedge for dummies.
That's why it's in my bag.
Works.
Yeah.
WORX, golfusa.com for more information on that. All right, let's bring Anthony in. Our official Ghostbuster this evening. We're going to say hello to Anthony Piappi, co-author of Haunted Golf, Spirited Tales from the Rough. Hello, Anthony.
Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing this year?
We're a little spooked right now, but hey, our world of golf is rife with unexplained happenings. We refer to as the golf gods, but you've done a little more research than we have all over the world. Let's head north of the border first, up to British Columbia. What do you got for us up at Victoria Golf Club?
Well, we have the ghost of a murdered woman who apparently prowls the golf hole where she met her untimely death and doesn't have a problem scaring young and old alike. And she's not a good ghost. She doesn't have a good attitude. If you read all the accounts, it seems that she's trying to drive people away from where they are, which is, I guess, her fairway, the 7th fairway.
Hey, Anthony, it's Michael. Hey, yeah, I heard that she actually goes out and rings a bell between the holes. There's a bell out there that she rings.
Well, there's a bell because of a blind approach shot.
Okay.
And apparently there's a belief from the high school students or kids out in that area that if you ring the bell, that will summon her.
Oh,
now, whether
okay.
that's true or not, I don't know. I don't want to find out because, like I said, if you read the accounts of her chasing people and coming in as a seriously
right.
bad-tempered demon, I guess we could call her. I won't be ringing the bell even if I'm playing golf during the day. You know what I mean?
Well, let's get to you were over in Scotland this summer, and you actually were caddying at this. How do you pronounce this dunes course?
Machrihanish
Dunes.
Dunes.
Tell us about your experiences there.
Okay, so it's a new golf course. This was the fifth year, but it borders up against Machrihanish Golf Club, an old Tom Morris design, which has been there for 140 years.
Okay,
and it's a pure links golf course, no fairway irrigation, all on rolling dunes. And just a wonderful spot, but you kind of, there's what's referred to as standing stones, 2 standing stones on the golf course, which scientists have dated. They're all through Scotland and England, dated back to about 4,000 to 6,000 years, and they're not sure what they're pointing to, whether it's the summer solstice setting spot or some star in the sky. So there's definitely a vibe there of, even though it's a new golf course, that, obviously people and entities have been there before you, thousands of years before you,
All right. And moving on, still in Scotland, you go to St. Andrews, has its own torrid history.
Well, and I think this is for golfers, one of the facts of that town that's overlooked. I mean, if you're a history student, you know that this was kind of the crux of the Protestant Reformation in Scotland, and there was a number of martyrs killed there, and really bloody murders and retributions and burnings at the crosses. And there's actually a martyr memorial that's behind, like across the street from the RNA building. And it's one of those things, I think, if you're into history, you kind of realize it's bloody St. Andrews. I mean, you think of this bucolic golf course and, what a wonderful place, and the ocean, and, the River Eden and all that, and then it turns out that, there was people slaughtered all over town.
Anthony Piappi, co-author of Haunted Golf, Spirited Tales from the Rough, joins the golf guys on our Haunted Golf Destination Special. All right, back across the pond over to Lincoln Park Golf Course, San Francisco. In addition to majestic views of the Golden Gate and the Pacific Ocean, there's something else going on, isn't there?
All right, well, I think of all the chapters in the book, to me, this is the creepiest one. This is the golf course is built on the former site of a cemetery. The caskets and graves were supposed to be emptied, relocated in the early 1900s, and it never happened. It turns out that what they think happened was just the grave markers were removed by the company that was hired to do it, and beneath the golf course are thousands of caskets. And there have been some hauntings in the clubhouse, and there have been some bone fragments coming up during irrigation work, and caskets being cut in half, underground caskets being cut in half during the expansion of buildings that border the property. But a number of stories from within the clubhouse of, my favorite one is the party that was going on in the club. The general manager aggravated that they had stayed beyond their time, threw open the doors to the meeting room, and nobody was there, and the lights were off.
Yeah, I mean, it's their own fault. In 1902, Jack Neville, who designed Pebble Beach and Bel Air, he wanted a links place by the sea, and they got it with the cemetery. And they thought it was a good site, and look what happened.
They thought it was a great site, and as it turns out, they well, I guess people you have like the dead ball rule or whatever, and would that be counted? And no, if you lose your ball down I don't know.
Well, is that where they got the movie Poltergeist from?
I don't know, but again, I played at that golf course, and I didn't know about that history when I was there, and I would really like to go back. I don't want to take any like deep divots or anything, to come up with. But
all right, let's go to Otsego. Otsego?
Otesaga.
Otesaga. Okay.
Otesaga Hotel.
Yeah.
Wonderful hotel owned by the Clark family, that same family that started the Baseball Hall of Fame. Dates back to the early 1900s. And in the book, one of the cool first-person interviews that I get to do, I interviewed 3 people at the hotel. And the hotel is still regularly haunted with sounds and happenings that are repeated among the people who tell their stories. Children running in the hallways on one of the floors is very common, as is music coming from an area of the hotel where there, oftentimes aren't even people in the rooms. And we definitely have the downstairs in the lounge, in the bar area, we have the people seeming to be in chairs, and when service personnel go over to help them out, there's nobody sitting in the chair, yet the chair is rocking back and forth.
Oh, man. All right, Anthony, we got to get out. Where can our listeners go real quick to learn more about the paranormal in our game?
Well, you can go to globepequot.com, which is the company that published the book, and then the book is available at places like Alibris.com and Amazon.com and all of that kind of stuff.
Thank you, Anthony.
You're welcome. Thanks again for having me.
You're welcome. That was Anthony Piappi, co-author of Haunted Golf, Spirited Tales from the Rough. Folks, America's #1 haunted golf course in America is coming up. And according to Travelocity, #1's Haunted City is next on the Where to Play Golf Haunted Golf Destination Special.
Welcome back to Where to Play Golf and our haunted golf destination special.
The chilling adventure into paranormal phenomenon.
What else you got here?
Continues.
What else have you got?
More of the golf ghost hunting creed here.
Okay.
Do not show fear. Do not show fear. A gracious host will not come around if they sense you're fearful. Let your fear.
I thought they wanted to frighten you.
No. Your fear can have a mischievous ghost feeding on that fear. Not good. Always remember, you are the one with the body, Michael. Those beats still working?
Yes, they are.
And you're the one with the power. Do not give up your power through fear. Keep in mind, a lot of places too will be investigating and are secluded.
Yeah.
Because of this, you should always bring some form of protection: pepper spray, a stun gun. Of course, these aren't for the ghosts.
Yeah.
These are for protecting yourself from bad people.
Okay.
We got these for the ghosts. We got the beads for the ghosts.
All right. Well, hey, our golf vacation destination is brought to you by Dream Swing, the golf swing trainer that programs mind-body coordination with the feeling of your best swing. Practicing with the Dream Swing allows you to feel and learn the swing of your dreams.
Oh, and it says smile. Always smile.
Always smile?
The swing of your dreams.
Okay.
Smile.
All
Smile
right.
when the ghosts are in front of you.
Dream Swing is easy to adjust for all golfers. Don't be caught on the golf course with a $400 club and a what?
25-cent swing, I'm guessing.
That's right. Get Dream Swing. More information, you want to go to dreamswing.com. All right. Joining us now, Mark Romig, and he is the CEO of the New Orleans Tourism Marketing Corporation in New Orleans, has just been named America's most haunted destination by Travelocity. Mark, welcome to Where to Play Golf.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
We are doing fine. It's always fun to come down to New Orleans. It's such a haunted history. Give us a thumbnail sketch of the haunted history of New Orleans.
Oh, well, we're almost 300 years old as a city. So in 1718, when this whole thing got started, it's had its share of craziness and haunted sightings for almost 300 years. And, the city is so rich in its history, the French Quarter, the bayous, all the surrounding areas. In fact, there's a new show on television on Wednesday nights now, American Horror Story, that features Marie Laveau and Madame LaLaurie and all the crazinesses that went on back in the French Quarter in the 1800s and late 1700s. So, hey, it's a great city to do year round, but particularly this time of the year when the weather's great, the golfing is great, and the stories are terrific as well.
Hey, Mark, it's Tim. Truly, New Orleans suffering plagues, wars, imperial regime changes, devastating floods, hurricanes. But you know what? Those people down in New Orleans, the Crescent City, they always wake up with a smile on their face, don't they?
Well, because there's probably one of 1,400 restaurants we know we can get to that night. So we wake up knowing that we have an appetite and we can hit all the restaurants that we can swallow. So,
well, before we get to the restaurants, let's talk about where we go to play golf down there. New
Orleans is rich in beautiful courses. We've got, of course, some of the oldest courses. City Park, which is under renovation right now. They're combining several of the old courses into a championship course that will hopefully open in about 2.5 years. The North Course is still active, and you can come down to City Park and play a good round of golf there.
And that is the haunted course, right? I mean, it is haunted, right?
The South and East courses, which are closed, are considered the haunted courses.
Okay.
There's a great story about the great caddy named last name of Pustiano, who caddied for some of the greats like Ben Hogan, and he was buried with one of the golf balls from one of the pros he caddied for.
Right.
And that golf ball was later found on the golf course in the rough in an old oak tree. So the lore and the legacy of that is how that golf ball got from his coffin back to the golf course is one of those things that keep people guessing, and people have sighted this guy walking around late at night. So, I mean, we've got stories like that. But back to golf in New Orleans right now, you've got the TPC of Louisiana. That's where the Zurich Classic is played every year. That's on the West Bank, or what we call Avondale, Louisiana. It's a great course. The pros have really come to enjoy it. You've got Audubon Golf Course, which is an executive-style course, the 9-hole executive course, which plays really well. You can get a good round in about 2.5 hours, and that's in town as well. And then the surrounding areas, you've got the Audubon Golf Trail, which features so many great courses around Louisiana. You could spend a full 2 weeks in Louisiana having some great golf. And right now the weather is unbelievable. We had a day today. It would be like an Indian summer day. It was highs in the mid 70s. It's going to be probably 60 degrees tonight. It's clear, humidity's low, and it's a great time to be here.
Mark Romick joins us. He's the CEO of the New Orleans Tourism Marketing Corporation. New Orleans just named America's most haunted destination, and great for golf in addition. All right, we got now. Okay, when we finish our round, obviously, we go into New Orleans for some food. I mean, you just said it's like 1,500 restaurants. Give us a couple.
Yeah, it's interesting, Tim and Michael, before Katrina, and we use Katrina as somewhat of a benchmark because the city has really been enhanced and changed dramatically in a very positive way. There were about 800 restaurants. Now there are over 1,400 restaurants in the city and the surrounding areas. And we think it's because there's been a lot of entrepreneurial spirit that has grown up. So a lot of the chefs or cooks that were working in the restaurants have left to open up their own restaurants, allowing other chefs to grow and mature in the older establishments. So a lot of new cooking, fusion cooking, a lot of the old Creole recipes coming alive again. And of course, we've got the freshest seafood around. So you want to go find yourself a restaurant either near, say, City Park, which would be something like Ralph's on the Park, which is located right across the street from City Park, or go up Esplanade Avenue into the French Quarter and enjoy one of the many restaurants there. You've got a number of Emeril Lagasse restaurants in the city. Of course, the Brennan family operates a number of restaurants. They do a wonderful job. John Besh has a number of restaurants here now. And you've got just some fantastic ways to spend some money.
Yeah, Mark. In addition to culture, food, historic architecture, and just the passion down there. Everybody's smiling. And the music, you've got some festivals coming up, Voodoo Festival and Mardi Gras.
Yeah, well, Voodoo Fest hits the weekend after Halloween. That's go back to City Park. It's at Festival Grounds at City Park. A great festival. Then we have something what we titled Christmas in New Orleans. New Orleans not only ranked a great place for the Halloween period, but one of the top 3 destinations for New Year's and the Christmas holidays. So We've got wonderful Christmas concerts at the cathedral. You've got these Réveillon dinners, which is the old-style Creole family dinners that occurred back in the 1800s, and we've resurrected those at the various restaurants. We've got great hotel deals. But then, of course, New Year's rolls around, and you've got the great New Orleans Bowl, which is sponsored by R&L Carriers, and then, of course, the All-State Sugar Bowl, which is played this year now on January 2nd, and will feature some of the best in college football. And then we flip next year, as you know, in 2015, we start with the college playoff system. So
cool.
New Orleans will host one of the playoff
Mark?
games.
Yeah, Mark, we got to go. Where can we get more information on tourism in New Orleans?
All right, for golf and New Orleans tourism, you go to neworleansonline.com, and you'll find everything you want to know about golf, about haunted tours. And we ask everyone to come down here and follow your NOLA, and that's a site as well, which leads you to neworleansonline.com, followyournola.com. But it's all about NOLA or New Orleans, Louisiana. We'd love to have y'all down here, and you come and let's do your show down here. We'll do
all right.
One of America's favorite cities,
right.
New Orleans.
All right, thanks. That's Mark Romick, CEO of New Orleans Tourism Marketing Corporation. All right, and when we return, we're going to take you on a haunted pub crawl on the Where to Play Golf Haunted Golf Destination Special 19th Hole.
Welcome back to the Where to Play Golf Radio Network. Tim sitting here with Mike, and Dan is playing the spooky, haunting music in honor of our haunted golf destination special. We have finally arrived at the 19th hole, brought to us by Kicker Golf's, new men's Pro Tour golf shoe. They're lightweight, comfortable, and grip solicit, Michael. Kicker Golf's new men's Pro Tour shoes provide great traction while hunting ghosts, I hope.
Yeah.
Waterproofing and style. Check out their awesomely different shoes at Kicker Golf. That's KIKKOR.com. And that, oh yeah. With that, we head down to the French Quarter and say good morning to, or afternoon, or whatever time it is down there, to Archie Cabarina with Arno's, a haunted restaurant in the heart of French Quarter of New Orleans. Good morning, Archie.
Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for having me.
You're keeping up the tradition nearly 100 years now at this facility, this wonderful restaurant, and you have some full-time residents, don't you? What about Count Arno?
Yeah, Count Arno. We are rapidly approaching our 100th year anniversary. We were founded in 1918, and we had our founder was named he was known as the Count, although he was a count of no account. And he and his daughter ran the restaurant for about 60 years. And although they're no longer with us, they are still with us. And so we have lots of folks that have had sightings of them. I myself am not a believer, but I'm the type of person that doesn't want to be proven wrong.
Right.
And so I kind of go by what people that I kind of respect think. And, sometimes there's some quacky folks, but there's just too many things that go on down here to really just put it off to quackery. So most recently, we had a big group dining upstairs, and they were taking pictures. And my sister and I were eating downstairs, and these folks came down. I mean, I thought somebody, like the president, walked in, or I don't even know what was going on. I thought someone had a heart attack. These people were just going bonkers, and they had taken a picture, and in their picture, the Count sort of appeared in the backdrop, sort of wearing turn-of-the-century apparel, and I mean, there's just no way that this could have happened just on random, and I mean, they really just freaked out. If you could see it, there's just no way you could doubt the story. And the other fellow we have here, our CPA, helps do our annual counts, and every morning on New Year's Day, he's in here verifying counts. And, he was in the bar one day, and, this is a guy who's just, to your typical accountant, by the book. And he was in the bar, and there was a glass sitting at the end of the bar, and he was going about doing his work and his counting, and kind of felt real cold all of a sudden, and then turned away. And when he looked back, the drink that it was down there was empty. And, he just said, you know what? I've never felt like I did then, and I just got out of there. So.
Hey, Archie, okay, now where can we go to get more information about your restaurant for people that are going to be traveling down there? They're definitely going to want to go here at Arno's. What's your website?
Come check us out, www.arnauds.com. I know we got the Zurich Classic coming up down here in April, and come by and say hello.
Very good. Thanks, Archie.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, that's Archie. That's Archie Kasparian, and you want to go to Arnauds, ARNAUDS. Joining us now, Sidney Smith, the CEO of Haunted History Tours in New Orleans. Sidney, welcome to Where to Play Golf.
Greetings. Thanks for having me.
Hey, great to have you on. I wanted to, obviously, New Orleans is great, and after people are out playing golf, they want to have a great place to go and eat and nightlife and a great tour, and you've got some great night spots to go to. Where are we going to go when we go on your tours? I know you've got Ghosts and Legends tour, you got a vampire tour, you got voodoo tours. Tell us about some of these.
Well, first of all, New Orleans is considered to be the most haunted city in the country. We've had a heavy, heavy concentration of death here that has taken place in a small area over a relatively short period of time. We're a city filled with tragic events. I mean, more people have died here than have ever lived here. There's a history. I mean, the earliest French settlers were warned by the Indians not to build a city here, that the area was cursed. I mean, we've had to deal with everything from cannibals to yellow fever. I mean, the people who populated the area dealt with quicksand, alligators, snakes. The murder rate was high. We had 2 catastrophic fires in the 1700s that destroyed the city, all of its population. We had 27 yellow fever epidemics in the 1800s. And the point of all this is that violent death and strong emotion contribute to hauntings and ghostly activity.
Okay.
And we've had no shortage of it. I mean, some people say, rest in peace, but what if you can't? And that's what the tour is all about. I mean, the ghost tour is the most popular tour we have.
All right, Sidney, the most popular tour adventure in the city for ghosts, theatrical, animated, historical, entertaining. Where can our listeners go to learn more about Haunted History Tours?
HauntedHistoryTours.com, HauntedHistoryTours.com, or they can call us at 504-861-2727.
Thank you, Sidney.
All right, thanks. And you go year-round, right?
Absolutely. This isn't just for Halloween. We do this 365 days a year.
All right. Thanks, Sidney.
All right. In addition to thanking Sidney Smith for joining us with Haunted History Tours down in New Orleans, we've got to thank SEBERT Walker with the White Witch Golf Club down in Montego Bay, Jamaica, joining us on our Haunted Golf Destination Special, Jeremy Harvey with CSavannah.com, I believe, Michael, he was with.
Yes.
Antonio Piappi with Haunted Golf Tales from the Rough joined us as well. And what was it, Mark Romig?
Yes. New Orleans.
With New Orleans Tourism. And then we had Archie come in. What's Archie's last name?
Arno's. Archie Kasparian.
At Arno's restaurant down the French Quarter. Joined us on
And then, of course, Sidney Smith of Haunted History Tours. There you go, down in New Orleans. That's where you want to go. All
right, folks. For Dan, for Mike, I'm Tim. Thanks for joining us on Where to Play Golf's Haunted Golf Destination Show. And we're going to go out with the final Ghostbusters tip, Michael, from the Creed. It says, your best protection is in the life you lead. If you're active in ghostly pursuits, then evil will cross your path. So be armed. If you're religious, then live your religion. But whether or not you're religious, your best protection is to live, so to put others first. Good deeds and a love for all life is your greatest protection. So live the Ghostbusters dream and hit them straight. Thanks for joining us.